1,000 years before the events in The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion and The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls Online lets you take part in the story set within the compelling history and deep lore of the Elder Scrolls franchise. Designed to be played exactly the way you want to play, you can start wherever you like. With no level restrictions and no subscription required, this massive world is yours to explore, alone or with. Choose a location or stop in. From the capital city of the Three Alliances to the magical Somerset Heights. From the Khajiit territory of Elsewhere to Morrowind, the home of the Dark Elves. From frozen Skyrim in the north to the endless swamps of Blackmarsh, adventure is everywhere. Are you ready to forge your own legend? Options for creating and personalizing characters in the Elder Scrolls Online are almost without limit. Choose from 9 different character races, with a 10th race option available as an add-on. Select from 6 unique classes and customize them to fill exactly the role you want to play. Want to create a high elf sorcerer who wears heavy armor and wields dual daggers for close quarters combat? Why not? Or maybe a Redguard Dragon Knight who prefers light armor and a bow. It's completely up to you. Earn skill points as you adventure across Tamriel to improve your character. Then master and customize your skills to match your style of play. As you explore the world, keep an eye out for sky shards. Every 3 of these rare crystals you collect, you earn a bonus skill point to spend on your character. The in-game skill advisor provides recommendations on how to best spend your points at each level, based on the different roles available to your character. And you can always reset your skills and reallocate your points whenever you visit a major city, so you can build and play the exact character you imagine. Go anywhere, do anything. That's freedom presented in the Elder Scrolls Online. The game scales your character to the content, so explore any dark cave or mysterious forest that intrigues you. Adventure on your own, or with friends, even if those friends have wildly different levels or belong to different alliances. Dive into the rich and varied story content as a solo player, or join a group to take on the most dangerous dungeons and boss monsters in the world. During your character creation, select one of the 3 alliances competing for power in this era. The Daggerfall Covenant, the Ebonheart Pact, or the Old Dominion. Each alliance features a unique and compelling storyline, but your choice never precludes you from playing with friends of different alliances. The Elder Scrolls Online is designed so you can travel anywhere at any time, no matter your level or alliance. Tamriel is a dangerous place. When you cannot sneak or talk your way out of conflict, you have to fight. The Elder Scrolls Online features an action-based combat system, reminiscent of the classic Elder Scrolls games. Use your skills, special abilities, and a combination of light and heavy attacks to defend yourself and your allies while you obliterate your foes. Unleash powerful synergy attacks when fighting as part of a group, and use block and dodge to reduce damage and avoid enemy attacks. If you prefer sneaking to direct combat, you can use stealth to evade detection, get around obstacles, or even set yourself up to unleash a potent surprise attack. Even the best solo player needs a little help now and then. Use the group and activity finder and the friends list to team up with other players for a dungeon or other adventure. The Elder Scrolls Online community is extremely welcoming to new players and invites them to join in. Our players go out of their way to help new players and show them the ins and outs of adventuring in Tamriel. This is especially evident within player guilds, a great way to meet others and develop lasting relationships that enhance your game. Join a guild to trade resources, tackle group content, or simply chat about the latest revelation of lore. There are also in-game guilds your character can join to receive new skill options and special rewards. The Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, and the Thieves Guild are all accessible through story content. And for a real challenge, join the Undaunted and earn a unique skill line and extra rewards for tackling group dungeons. Dungeons present some of the most difficult and dangerous content available in the Elder Scrolls Online. From the small dungeon delves that challenge solo players, to group dungeons that require 4 players to take on, to the ultimate 12-person trials. These strange and wondrous places offer amazing visuals, complex battles, and compelling opponents unlike anything else in the game. Once your character reaches 10th level and you have a better understanding of the game, the Elder Scrolls Online gives you the option to participate in a variety of player versus player, or PvP, content. Duels offer a more intimate PvP experience, where you can test your skills or try out a new character build in one-on-one combat against another player. Battlegrounds present short, intense combat, as 4-person teams take on 15-minute battles to earn achievements, experience, and special rewards. Alliance wars are large-scale battles, where the 3 alliances fight for control of the imperial capital of Cyrodiil. With siege weapons and massive armies, fight, capture, and defend keeps and win the day. While you adventure and explore, don't forget to collect the valuable resources you find scattered throughout the world. These items can be used to craft weapons, armor, food, potions, and accessories that you can use to improve or further customize your character. Develop your skills in one or more professions and improve them by completing specialized crafting writs. The professions include alchemy, blacksmithing, enchanting, clothing, woodworking, provisioning, and jewelry crafting. The Elder Scrolls Online provides players with the ability to own and personalize homes for their characters all across Tamriel. Homes can be acquired by completing quests, purchased through the Crown Store, or bought with in-game gold. Houses consist of single-room abodes to multi-chambered mansions. But nothing beats the opulence or grandeur of a manor house, complete with luxury accommodations for your character and up to 24 guests. Home ownership doesn't end there. Craft furnishings, accessories to personalize, improve, and decorate your home. There's never been a better moment to jump in and start playing the Elder Scrolls Online. With access to a multitude of adventures all across the width and breadth of Tamriel, and the freedom to play wherever and however you like. It's time to begin your Elder Scrolls story.
Thanks, Rebel. Welcome to ESO. There's a lot of things going on. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your day and your drive. And getting ready for tonight's game, as tonight's game is Forks versus Port Angeles. That's going to be a really, really fun game. And those of you guys that are getting involved more in Elder Scrolls and ESO Online, that's a great way for you guys to get involved. And today is going to be on a learning experience. Hopefully you guys are gearing towards that learning experience that's going on, as we have a lot of things going on. The College World Series is just about right around the corner on this weekend. So those of you guys that are baseball fans, you're going to absolutely love starting to find out the magic of the College World Series. I used to grow up in that area, and It's just a magical thing, just like Elder Scrolls. So going into Elder Scrolls, learning more about what's going on in the Elder Scrolls universe is just as much as important as the College World Series, as we have tons of competitions in Elder Scrolls you guys can get involved with. As I'll be explaining that here a little bit later on about the Alliance War, as we're getting into talking about two different sites of x.com and facebook.com. I'm going to explain the importance of those of you guys to get involved with two chat lines throughout the internet. Now, what I'm talking about with the two chat lines that you're going to want to get involved with, either in YouTube or in Twitch. So, what I'm talking about over, if you are a Facebook user, an X user, or a Tumblr user, you're going to want to get involved with either YouTube or Twitch. And so, what I want you guys to do right now, if you are not logged into the system, what I want you guys to do to get involved in the game here later on tonight, you can call yourself you're on the Forks team or you're on the Port Angeles team, wherever you are in the world. It's a great way to get involved with the game and explaining like what team you're quite possibly on. That's a great thing. Maybe you're on the Shelton team. When you follow a little bit more, you'll understand what some of this information that's being communicated a little bit more. Those of you guys that have not logged into your account today are going to receive an instant blacksmithing research scroll. The research timer is being studied in the game right now currently, so we have instant blacksmithing research to actually study. We have some of the crafting models that are being placed in. We cannot look past these type of things because there's going to be some woodworking coming in. There's all sorts of things that are coming in here. It's kind of like a baseball game. You're looking like, well, what does this stuff mean? We can't overlook this type of stuff. Like when you're looking into the blacksmithing research, which is being given here today, this helps us improve the system as a whole. And what I'm talking about improving the system as a whole, in some other consoles, this right here is part of what's called the Steam console. If you guys don't understand what the Steam console is, I can explain this a little bit better for you guys in the terms of either if you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, because those are different consoles. And what I'm talking about, getting involved in the site that you're involved with, whether it's Facebook, X, or Tumblr, you want to make sure you get involved with either YouTube or Twitch. Over in ESO Online, Twitch is a big part of the live streaming. And what I'm talking about in the live streaming, I'm going to get into it here a little bit of what I'm talking about over on Facebook. What the company is asking is to have over 100 friends in Facebook for live streaming, for example. And so what I'm talking about over in Facebook Live, it's not that the Facebook Live doesn't work. It's just the company is asking to have over at least 100 friends in the friend list that you're in. So this is a really good thing. I'm going to show this really quick here. I'm not going to show anybody else's anybody else that is in here in Facebook. I'm trying to get that off. There's a lot of stuff going on with the World Series, so there might be some information pop up from the College World Series. But right here is my account over here in Facebook. As you can see, there is 95 friends inside of the Facebook account. Now, it's been going about for 5 years. It's the account. It's kind of gone up and down, up and down, up and down. There's been about 94 friends, and then just here either today or yesterday had switched up. In the last 5 years, the friend list has not moved up in over 5 years. And so what I'm explaining, this is a big step in us getting towards at least having 100 friends inside of Facebook. It's an important thing for the company to be able to grow. We can't have live streaming on Facebook just yet. We did have live streaming on Facebook. However, this is going to take some time, and getting over 100 people in there, I literally know these 95 people. So it's kind of an important thing for you guys to understand. You don't want to just add a friend. If you're trying to stream live and you're trying to get noticed over on Facebook, you can't just add a bunch of people you don't know. If you have over 1,000 friends in Facebook, most likely you don't know all of those people in Facebook. When it gets more involved in having multiple people being connected, it's an important thing to have your bridges built and at least try to communicate to the people inside of the place that you're explaining. So what I'm explaining here first is over in Facebook, how we need to get over 100 people in the friends list to get the live streaming going again. I had kind of communicated here earlier to the guys over in Facebook that I'm connected with, that this stuff is available on Twitch, for example. When you think of multiple channels, explain all sorts of different channels, because that involves creating an account. When you get involved in an account, just normal people just basically want one account. And what I'm talking about over in Facebook, we cannot communicate things like Twitch or YouTube over on Facebook, for example. Now we can copy and we can paste the information of what's available. However, we can't go outside of the site. Now I'm using the principle of not going outside of a site. And what I'm talking about with ESO Online, for example, we're not completely connected to Facebook yet. What I'm explaining with the company's asking us to have at least 100 bona fide friend lists. You see what I'm saying? We have to have at least 100 people that we actually know to have the live streaming going on in Facebook, for example. So that I'm gonna leave that there right now with the Facebook issue of where we don't have 100 friends in the system. It's not a problem that the live streaming can't go on, but the point is the company is asking to have at least 100 friends in the friend list, and so that's an important thing also for me and other people to know that there's the set amount of people that's being asked to get in here, so the live streaming can be available. It's an important thing over for Facebook to see the screen, and merely what I had written earlier over in Facebook is I had given the information that the information is available over on Twitch, because that's the basic outside connection for Facebook that I'm seeing for live streaming. YouTube's a good connection. However, Twitch is more correlated towards the color of blue. As you can see, this is going to be a hard thing to explain. In gaming, there's 3 major consoles that we have, such as Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. When you think of different gaming places, over on Facebook, what color is being used? Well, there's multiple colors that are being used. And Facebook, for example, what color is Facebook using in correlation to what X is using? What is Tumblr using? What do you guys see when you see Facebook? What color do you think? That's a good question on what color you guys think of when you get onto Facebook, because there's multiple other colors that are generated from different companies. And what I'm talking about over in Facebook, the majority of the color is just a regular color that you guys regularly see. I don't believe that Facebook is a blue site. However, I think that Facebook is more of a reddish color. We're going to go get further into what I'm talking about with the Alliance War on the relation of the different alliances in Elder Scrolls to where we can start communicating in Facebook, X, and Tumblr. So using that as an example with the Alliance War, Facebook is kind of what I consider Facebook is kind of like an Ebonheart Pact, the Ebonheart Pact Alliance over in Facebook for Facebook. Facebook is more of like a red color, as you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about with the World Series that's coming in. When you think of the World Series, when you go over there, you will see the sea of red beyond belief. When you think of the College World Series, you might look at the College World Series and you're like, "What color is the College World Series?" Well, in real life, you'll see basically just the color of red when if you do go over to the College World Series this year. Over in X.com and Tumblr.com, what colors are we gonna go by? Does Tumblr really speak out blue? Tumblr doesn't really speak out blue, but X.com does speak out blue to me. So what I'm thinking is Tumblr.com is more of a yellowish color, as the yellow color is related to the Aldemary Dominion in the Alliance War of ESO Online. How we get the Alliance War over in like an RPG, that would be a sweet thing. If you're going into the 5th version, you're like, hey, what alliance are you in? In the 5th version, the only thing we were really looking at was either in the Imperial Army or the Imperial Militia or the Stormcloak Rebellion. You're basically either a Stormcloak or you're an Imperial. You're a Stormcloak soldier or you're an Imperial soldier over in the 5th version. So it gets a little bit better when we're talking about ESO Online with the 3 major communication sites such as Facebook, X, and Tumblr. So that kind of solved the puzzle on what Facebook is. Facebook is more of an Ebonheart Pact, whereas X is a Daggerfall Covenant, whereas Tumblr is a Aldemary Dominion. That'll kind of make more sense to you guys here a little bit later on, because when you think of Facebook, you usually see blue. However, Facebook is not a blue site. You guys got to understand that, because there's multiple colors of blue in multiple sites. We can't directly actually pinpoint that Facebook is a blue color. There's a lot of blue in Facebook. However, Facebook is not a blue site. You guys will kind of see that where the most of the users that are in my account come out from the color of red. As you guys will kind of understand the point that I'm making, where Facebook is kind of considered to me as an Ebonheart Pact. Ebonheart Pact is related to the color of red. So got to kind of explain that to you guys. Hopefully you guys are learning a lot in that area. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch over to X.com, and I'll kind of explain a little bit more what's going on with the force set item. As we're switching over to X.com, this does take some time. And when you go into a site and when you're looking into ESO Online, you can't go out of ESO Online. Think about it. When we're trying to make connections with different sites, what does X.com speak out to you? Well, X is more of a blue site. As you can kind of see, the live on X, ESO News 6/11/24, there's a red circle in there. Doesn't mean that X is directly a red site. What I'm relating with X is I am seeing more of the color of blue as the main color for X.com. So this is a really, really good thing to understand and get more involved in. What I'm going to do here right now, get ready for the presenting the 4 set items here for you guys that are in the Crown Store. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure that I am logged into ESO Online. This is a big old process as ESO Online is directly connected to Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, Twitch, and Epic Games. Hopefully you guys are understanding the importance of us having a connection, and having a connection together involves you guys having an account. That's an important thing. As the important thing to understand, Facebook has just been cut from a connection. That's a good thing because the connections are starting to work a little bit better. And when those 100 users come in, 100 plus users come, we're going to be able to go back over into Facebook, and we're going to be able to go with Facebook Live. You kind of understand what I'm saying? There's an availability in the company of adding a live source for streaming. However, our connection was not the reason. And so with that getting cut, that tells us that the connection really needs to be worked on over in Facebook. So I'm going to go here and start from the right with the crown crafting motif. I'm going to be looking into that here right now. These are important stuff, whether you're in the new chapter, getting prepared in Gold Road, or whether you're in another game series of EO Online. This is some really, really fun stuff. So we have the Meridian crown crafting motif that is going to be looked at as we're looking at the study of the research timers in ESO Online. This is a lot of information to take in, and you don't have to know everything, but you do want to stay current with what's going on. So I have to kind of explain. You want to keep current in your adventure with Elder Scrolls. It's an important thing for you guys to understand to stay connected. Being connected in a major site such as Facebook, X, or Tumblr, that's going to help you guys grow in some of the outside branches of Elder Scrolls, to where this keeps you guys actually connected. So if you don't have an X.com account just yet, what I want you guys to do is start working on your X.com account. If you do not have any other major internet source to be connected to, get connected to X.com. That'll be good for you. There's a lot of good people in X.com, just as much as there's a lot of good people over in Facebook or Tumblr. I'm just presenting over here in X.com for the Crown Store to get this information communicated. Now, what I'm talking about with staying in a site, I'll get into that here in a little bit. So the set item is the Meridian, the crafting motif, Meridian. Now, you might think of like what's Meridian? Oh, I think of like the Daedric Prince Meridian. This is going to be really, really fun stuff. Over in ESO Online, do you know where any of the Meridian stuff is? Well, you're about to find out where the Meridian stuff is. This stuff is coming in, and I'll show you, and you'll understand a little bit more of what I'm talking about, how you can't take stuff out of you can't go outside of Facebook.com. I'm going to explain this here, and you'll understand a little bit more of what I'm talking about. Tamriel to Moon Biscuit. And this is how we make a connection with X.com. What over here I am showing here, you cannot just click on the link. You can click on the link. However, if you're not connected to ESO Online, this will do you no good by clicking on the link over in X.com. just as much as if we were in Facebook.com and put it like if I were putting the Crown Store 4 set item Meridia over on Facebook.com, there's no telling if this information would actually get processed. What I'm talking about, same thing over in Tumblr.com. We have to have the connections. And what I'm talking about, we have to stay in the site before we can click on the information for the Crown Store 4 set item Meridian. We have to have the account. We have to have an account. You see what I'm saying? You guys have to have an x.com account. I'm trying to explain, if this was over in Facebook, you have to have a facebook.com account in order to go over into ESO Online, just as much as you need a facebook.com account in order to read messages from your friends. That's how important this is for communication's sake. Think about it. Are you an imitator? There's imitators in the word today, so hopefully you guys are understanding a little bit more about what's going on. Inside of the word is really boring. It's really boring. But just going and learning about the gospel, you guys will kind of understand what I'm talking about. What does meridian have to do with the word? Well, meridian is meridian. What's the foresaid item? How are we learning how to get over into another site? This is exactly how we're learning how to get into another site. And this involves x.com. And what I consider with x.com is a blue type of color. How do we get into the color of blue? Well, it's pretty easy to get into the color of blue. We have a connection with elderscrollsonline.com through x.com by the linking process. And without the linking process, we have no link with the Crown Store 4 set item Meridian. With this information, what information is there about this crafting motif set of the Meridian? And what I'm talking about with the actual information with the blacksmithing research that's going on, that you guys are going to receive by logging into your game today, you will learn what this information is, as hopefully the information that I'm communicating is making a little bit more sense about why you need to have your own account before you click onto another site. You see what I'm saying? Going over from x.com over into ESO Online, if you don't have an ESO Online account or an x.com account, you're really not going to be able to be connected in a full form. You might be able to see some of this stuff. You might be able to get in just temporarily, but you're not going to be able to fully get in. You're going to want to have your own device, and it goes further on to where you've got to make sure you have these things paid. And so right here, there's not a lot of information on the crafting motif. It says right here in ESO Online, used to learn the Meridian crafting style. This makes no sense. No, this makes completely no sense what this actually is. The Crown Store 4 set item Meridian. Well, you get to learn how to create some Meridian armor, maybe some Meridian weaponry, maybe some Meridian treasure chests. That's some pretty sweet stuff. I'm gonna go off the screen. I'm going to kind of take this a little bit slow. Hopefully, you guys are learning. You want to make sure you have your own account so you can see these types of things. That's an important thing, and being involved. That's one of the important parts of the process of getting involved with Elder Scrolls, for example. So hopefully, you guys are learning a little bit. I'm going to go off the screen. I'll be right back. Just got back in. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your drive. This is a really, really fun stuff. Hopefully, I did with your head around. Um, this is really good stuff. Learning this stuff about the crafting motif, reading this is a hard sell. Have you ever thought about like looking into things that you don't understand? You're not gonna really buy something that you don't understand. This is available over in PlayStation, Xbox, and over in Steam. However, if we don't have the information of understanding, we're not going to buy these types of things. This is available for non-ESO members for 5,000 crowns, and for ESO members, 4,000 crowns for the crown crafting motif Meridian set. So learning this stuff, we're going to get into the learning mechanisms here a little bit later on. So going further on into the next one is the Elambris Arms Pack. I'm just learning this just as much as you guys are. So this is some good information to take in on what this information is. This information comes in every day, so there's something new to think about every day. And when you're thinking about the new chapter and the different characters that are coming in, the Elambris Arms Pack is a really good thing to understand, because there's a character inside of the new chapter in the presentation that's seen for the game series of Gold Road. This is some awesome stuff for the Elambris Arms Pack. So I'm just gonna call this Elambris, the 4-set item Elambris. So this is kind of what Elambris will look like to you guys as soon as this information does come in. This is some really fun stuff. Isn't Elder Scrolls so much fun? I think so. The Elambris. So make sure what this actually says. It's an actual, looks like a costume set. I'm going to get this information in, and then I'm going to look at it so you guys can see it as well. So sometimes this just takes a couple minutes to get in. And this just came in. Camera out to Moon Biscuit. This is kind of what Elambris looks like, and what we're gearing towards is the costume set for Elambris. And if you're an Elambris character, you'll enjoy getting the costume just as much as you're learning about the Meridian set that is coming. So looking in here on what this information actually is, this is great thing. Those of you guys that are looking to become a character in ESO Online, this is a great set to learn from, as the Elambris Arms Pack is available for non-ESO members for 2,500 crowns, whereas ESO members, this is going to cost you guys 2,000 crowns. The information in here about the Elambris Arms Pack, and there's not a whole lot of information about Elambris because Elambris has just come in, the information about the character. It says here in ESO Online, alter your weapon's appearance to match the Undaunted Elambris awards by using this complete set of outfit styles. So the outfit styles for Elambris, I'm sure there's many of different things for the character that's coming in. So those of you guys that are getting more involved with the new chapter, you'll probably enjoy enjoy like designing your own Alambris character as you're a player of ESO. This is a great stuff to getting involved, and paying for these things. Paying for these things is the important thing with getting more involved in the system. So moving forward, this is a great step in growing in the system. And if you're seeing the system grow, you're seeing the system grow by the numbers in the system, as we're almost above the goal and where we are in X.com. It's an important thing for you guys to press the follow button in Akazu's ESO, as this will directly help grow the system tremendously. This is the direct site that's being looked at right now, so please, guys, press the follow button so we can get above the number and we can start growing completely. This is an important thing for you guys to understand, that just not having these pictures in here isn't everything. However, this is part of the process in growing in the system. So hopefully you guys are understanding that. We're going to move on to the third set that's being looked at, of the Meridian Saber Cat. This is a great thing for you guys that like to ride different mounts in the game. Meridian Saber Cat looks pretty sweet. The Meridian Saber Cat looks like it came out from one of the volcanic vents that you guys might play near. It's a sweet thing. If you've been around the block in Elder Scrolls and played High Isle before, this looks like a product of what came out of High Isle. This is a great thing. This Saber Cat looks like directly was designed from the High Isle line. So you can get that Saber Cat, get Saber Kitty in. This is a sweet looking kitty. Okay. Meridian Saber Kitty. So it looks like this is all about Alambris and Meridian stuff for today. So Meridian Saber Cat. You want a Saber Kitty? Some people like the Saber Kitties. Emerald to Moon Biscuit, and I'm sure this Saber Kitty would like a Moon Biscuit. Maybe you can share a Moon Biscuit with your Saber Kitty. We'll go into it a little bit more. I don't want to go into the game about how to get these items directly. This is a hard thing. What I'm getting into what I'm getting at in of what I'm explaining is, you have to have a place where you can craft these different types of things. And getting the Saber Kitty, this is a great thing. However, in the game, I don't want to go and I don't want to explain the system as I'm over near in the town of Swatakaland. Going over and just receiving a house, that's a good thing. However, do you have the crafting stations available to where you can craft the different items? It's a great thing to get a Saber Kitty. However, learning how these things come in, it involves having the crafting stations. And when you get yourself a house, that's the important thing for you guys to understand, having a crafting station and being able to craft those different things. That's a great thing. Whether you're in Sword Singers Redoubt, I don't know much about Sword Singers Redoubt. We can go inside of Sword Singers Redoubt. However, is there crafting stations where we can craft these different types of things in the Crown Store? You can't just craft these things outside of your house or outside of a place that doesn't have a crafting station. You can't craft a saddle for your mount, such as the Meridian Saber Kitty, if you don't have a crafting station. And that's the important thing of learning of how to work these different mechanisms to where we can get we can build saddles. Wouldn't that be a sweet thing to learn how to build the saddles? We're getting in there. I'm getting to the point of how we're going to be able to actually scribe these different types of things in the things such as the different saddles available for the mounts. This is going to be a great thing. What I'm explaining with the blacksmithing research that you guys are receiving today, that's going to help us and help you learn how to craft your different saddles in the future. That's a great thing, learning how to create your character, basically. Creating the different designs inside of the game, giving a saddle in such as a saddle on a Meridian Saber Kitty, that is a blessing and such a fun thing to do inside of the game. Moving on forward into the last item that's being looked at, it's the Rimmon Fountain Side. What is this? Oh, the costume. This is a female costume that's coming in. I remember doing this yesterday. Um, so we have here the Fountain Side loungewear. Now the thing here is the entire um, link should be available to actually be processed. So I'm gonna use the entire link, and we'll see if this is actually able to be processed over as I'm just calling this fountain side. We don't really want to explain that this is women fountain side and loungewear. We want to just explain this as fountain side because we're in the new chapter. You see what I'm saying? Over in Rimmon, that has no direct relation to the new chapter as the new chapter is being presented for you guys to understand. This is a clothing line from Rimmon. However, we have to learn how the Rimmon clothing style is made. So having a crafting station will help you guys tremendously learning how to make these different costume designs in Elder Scrolls Online. It's a great thing. Set item fountain side. So this is a costume for a female costume, mostly Khajiit style. For the as the direct complete link is available for us. Just takes some time. Takes about one time to get this through to where the complete link will actually go in. So this is an absolute blessing to actually see and actually communicate. This is a great thing. The Fountainside costume set is a great thing for if you have a Khajiit female character that you play in the game. That is a great thing for you guys to get involved with getting the Fountainside. Tamriel to Moon Biscuit. And I'm sure that Khajiit girl would love to have some Moon Biscuits. Plus, well, we all could have some Moon Biscuits one day. This is a great thing. So with that, I'm going to take a quick break and get more into the crafting models of here in ESO Online for you guys to look on how you can craft. It's not just about receiving these things, it's about learning also how to craft these things and learn growing inside of the system. You see what I'm saying? With over at x.com, we cannot just go and click on a link over into ESO Online because some of these things are not prepared just yet. as some of these things they have to go through the process in order to the information to be seen. This is a great thing to see, and with you guys getting involved, this involves you guys getting an X.com account to where you can grow in the system. You'll start seeing these pictures, and they'll stick. They'll be permanent. You see what I'm saying? When you're an active member in an organization, it helps the organization grow, such as X.com. This is a great thing for you guys to grow in. I'm not just explaining X.com. There's multiple sites in Elder Scrolls that helps you guys grow. X.com is just one of them that will help you guys grow. This is a great thing to learn. Not only X.com, but Reddit, Discord, Facebook, Tumblr. All of these different miniature sites is a building block for Elder Scrolls for you guys to learn. So this is the direct place where we're learning here inside of the Crown Store is occurring. So hopefully you guys are learning a lot of information and a lot of learning within the game. So I am going to take a quick break as there's a lot of information coming in here. And throughout the internet. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying and getting involved. Please press the follow button in Akazu's ESO if you have not done so already. This will help you get better connected if you are not connected to a certain site. If you're looking to go out of a site such as Facebook or Tumblr and going and looking for a site to get involved with, X.com is a perfect site to getting involved with inside of the Crown Store of ESO Online. This is some great stuff. Hopefully you guys are learning a lot. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. You're like, right. I'm so ready. How do we connect over from X.com over in ESO Online? Well, this is part of the process. We're looking into the Meridian outfits and the Lambros outfits. All part of the process. All right, so we have here of the we're behind in Xbox. Only as you can see, the reset controls have been put in. Or a day behind from seeing resources going on. Somehow the system has been put behind. I don't know how this was done, how Xbox got behind, but this is just how the system is. So here today we're actually receiving the instant blacksmithing research. This reduces each in progress blacksmithing research timer by 1 day. If a research timer has less than 1 day remaining, it will be completed. Do you understand any of that information? I really don't understand that information. So we have to look at the crafting stations. As you can see, what's going on here during this week, looking into the crafting models with the blacksmithing, the clothing research, the woodworking, and more of this stuff with such as the install research. We have to learn how this information is actually processed so we don't get behind. You see what I'm saying? We're in Xbox, we're receiving the attribute and specification scroll. However, we're supposed to be receiving blacksmithing research, receiving in C, and quite possibly over in PlayStation. I don't know where PlayStation is because I don't play on PlayStation console. So, but I are behind one of the consoles. So it's an important thing for us to understand how these crafting models actually, at least a little bit, how they work, so we can actually function within the system. If we go and we look at different things and we're like, wow, like this stuff makes completely no sense at all. So as we saw the fountain side costume, we have it right in here. There's 2 days left. Available here for non-ESO members for 700 crowns. For ESO members, it's available for 560 crowns. How are we going to be able to make those fountainside costumes? If you're a Khajiit female character, you're gonna most likely like this type of clothing. Maybe you don't. I'm just saying, like if you're looking to design clothing lines, this is where the learning starts to begin. So looking in here, I cannot get into the inner workings here. As you see, this is the town of Satakalam. However, there's our crafting station. Where do we learn? We're not going to actually craft the stuff out in the outside. You see what I'm saying? We got to go inside to a place such as Sword Singer Redoubt. This will help us learn. Now, I don't remember exactly what's inside of Sword Singer Redoubt. Is there crafting stations available inside of the house? Now, where's the crafting stations inside of where this is called Satakalam? Where's the crafting stations? We need to have this information so we know how these things work. You see what I'm saying with the instant blacksmithing research? How do we even know how the research can work if we don't have working knowledge of how the crafting works? So we have to have some crafting inside the actual function. I'm not specifically fully into support. As you can see here, this is not fully developed. You kind of understand why I'm kind of just staying around here. There's another character in here that's getting prepared. They might or might not know this is the new chapter that's actually being processed right now. We can't fully go into the new chapter because the new chapter has not been released on Xbox fully yet. Just as much as the new chapter of Gold Road has not been fully processed over in PlayStation. So as you guys can kind of understand, that's the line boundaries. Right over here, I won't go down the steps just for the purpose Xbox does not have the new chapter released fully yet. So that's the reason why I will not go down these steps, because the new chapter has not been released. And there's other reasons of why I won't go into the new chapter. There's Gold Road is a new chapter in ESO, and having us learn just go into places of the different game series, you have to stick in one place. And what I was talking about earlier was sticking in one place, such as Facebook, X, or Tumblr. It's an important thing for you guys to stick in one site. Just as a related piece of what I'm explaining here is you want to stay in one gaming console, such as Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam. Or if you're playing on your PC or Macintosh, you want to stay on your console that you control. So with that makes a lot more sense. Now, depending upon if you are an ESO member or you're a non-ESO member, when you're an ESO member, you're better off in places like where this right now. If you're not an ESO member, you do not want to go in here, because in Xbox and PlayStation, the new chapter has not been fully developed. You see what I'm saying? Where you want to make sure you're an ESO member if you're going through the places here. I can easily go down into these different places, but I won't. The purpose of communicating to you guys that are ESO members, you're not gonna want to go into this place because the new chapter has not been. And that's the purpose why I'm not going down into these certain places. And what I'm explaining further is if you are not an ESO member, this is a perfect time for you guys to get involved in finding stuff inside this. If you're not an ESO member, you would better start getting some things inside of the system, such as things that are being presented, such as the Fountainside costume set that was presented here earlier. You're going to want to make sure you get these item sets. See what I'm saying? If you are a non-ESO member and you're going into a place such as Sawtakalam over here in the new chapter, you want to make sure that you are buying different items at least that are related to the new chapter. If you buy something that has nothing to do with the chapter. Such I'm just going to go down here as talking about the Ashbone Echolate. Does that have anything to do with the new chapter? Well, this might have something to do with the new chapter, but this might not have something to do with the new chapter. You know what I'm saying? If you just go in and you buy a Senche lion cub, for example, does that have anything to do with the new chapter? If you're buying something that has nothing to do with a chapter, and you're trying to make like say I have a connection. I bought the Senche lion cub, but what does the Senche lion cub? What is the Senche lion cub related to in the game? That's why this is an important thing for you guys to understand. If you're not an ESO member, you want to be going in here into places like Sataka Lab. This is an important hub for Elder Scrolls for us to bring these things developed. Once June 18th comes around, this is going to be a good thing for you guys because the system will be have been developed. That's an important thing for you guys to understand also about the difference between you either if you are an ESO member or if you are a non-ESO. You have to make sure that you buy these certain mechanisms so they work inside of the game. When you buy inside of the Crown Store, that helps build things like the foundations and the principles and the little structures that are inside here, such as the little domes inside here of Sataka Land. When you buy the different structures, it will help out with the game. But what I'm explaining, you being an ESO member, if you are an ESO member, this gives you the ability to actually go in the game. You won't have what's called computer lag. You won't have those freezing issues. Now, right over here, over in Steam, I have Gold Road paid. However, here in Xbox, this is not paid. Do you see the point of what I'm talking about? I can go in to Sataka Land like fully. However, I cannot for the purpose of communicating to you guys, those of you that are wishing to go into the different things in the new chapter. In order to go into these different places. If you're not an ESO member, if you are a non-ESO member, you have to get the certain mechanisms that are needed. And if you don't have the certain mechanisms, you might need to have solid. So that's what I'm talking about with you guys being involved in having your own account. That will help build your connection to where you have solid running tools inside of your computerized device that you're using. That's the important what I'm talking about for where you guys can learn how these different types of things work. Without us having a place to go and not having a crafting station, it's hard to actually learn. You can't just do things on the outside. You have to go on the inside. This is such a blessing because the company has actually given enough to all players where you can go in, and this is an important learning mechanism where you're going in the game. Now, in the new chapter, where are you going to go? Have it the location pinpointed. Those of you guys that like Skyrim and Cyrodiil, looking up here from Sword Singer Redoubt, looking up here and looking down, moving here, this will get you guys back. And you guys, I've been dreaming of getting back to Cyrodiil and Skyrim. However, stuck in Sataka Land. Not such a bad thing. Not such a bad thing at all. So when you guys look up here, if you guys are waiting like I am, you kind of you'll dream of going back by looking at this right here. How do you know when you're in a foreign land, what are you going to do? You don't have anything. Well, you got to learn from the mechanisms. And in here, learning about the mechanisms and how they work, you've got to learn how the crafting models work. We can't do that today because the system is not properly completely functioning. The system is functioning, isn't completely properly functioning. We have to wait until June is available, so we have the we can go back to the available tools where we can complete the game, such as getting the blacksmithing done, the clothing research, all of these things. I happen to be able to go in here in Xbox because I'm waiting for June 18th to come about, where we can start looking further. So where you guys that are in the chapter, that are getting involved in the chapter, you'll be able to find those places where the crafting models are, where you can use these types of things. I'm just going to go into Sword Singer Redoubt and see if there is anything here for the crafting models. This is a good thing to understand because is there an enchanting table? Is there a woodworking bench? Is there anything inside of Sword Singer Redoubt that's usable? This is the blessing also that we have the ability to actually put the crafting tables inside of the house. As you can see right here, there is a connection problem where there's some freezing. So what I'm going to do here is I don't see. Huge place. I haven't checked out Sword Singer Redoubt before. This is really cool. There is a difference here. Now, that quite possibly here in Sword Singer Redoubt, this is quite possibly has been placed as unfurnished. I'm not for sure because I haven't went through the house yet just yet. This is just kind of a first, like almost a second glance of the. You guys can see here going into Oathsworn Pit. Right in this little spot, looks like this is where Oathsworn Pit is actually taking. I don't know because I'm not involved in the completely. I'm just showing you a little bit. This is home. And get back to where everyone is. Otherwise, I will confuse. So there's just not a stable enough connection, and what I'm explaining, to have a stable connection, we have to buy the certain products that will help develop the having a stable connection. There we go. So back into the game. Okay. This is where I like to be. I like to be where other players are. This is important stuff. I'm going to go back here into the daily login rewards and what you guys see with that you guys will be receiving today. Instant blacksmithing research. How does that research timer work? Well, that's being studied right now, and we need the research tables in order to learn these types of things. Either you need to know where a place is that has a table, or you need to actually place a um, place a table inside of the place that you actually want. And that's the importance for you guys to actually owning a house, actually paying for a house. It's reassuring when you actually pay for a house. Going into the ground store or what's called the store, this will help you guys out and further learn more about the game. So we're going to look at what I'm talking about, the houses. Um, I'm not going to go into every one of the houses, but what I'm explaining with, for example, Sisters of the Sands apartment, for example, this is not a known house. However, what I'm explaining here, the importance of you guys, whether you want to actually you want to furnish it or you want to have it non-furnished. What I'm going to explain for those of you guys that are in the new chapter is you will want to get a house that is furnished for the purpose that other players can come in. When you buy a non-furnished house and actually furnish it, later, there have been some issues in the past. What I'm explaining when I developed Sweetwater Cascades is I built the house up from ground zero to like a replica of the house. What I'm explaining is the importance for you guys buying a house and buying a house furnished is so the house can stay in the system. You see what I'm saying? You guys will be able to, even new players, will be able to buy I'm just going to use Sisters of the Sands apartment. I don't know if Sisters of the Sands is available in the new chapter as part of the new chapter, but I'm using Sisters of the Sands apartment as an example. We want to make sure that rather than non-furnished. So that new players buy a house that might not be possible. So that's what I'm talking about. The previous experience. And coming up here for Xbox and PlayStation, you guys want to make sure you buy a in the chapter of Gold Road as it or whichever house is available. Chapter Gold Road, you guys are going to love whatever house that you are getting that is available in the new chapter. I'm going to go back over here to the daily login rewards. Hopefully, you guys are understanding. Receiving the relocation scroll, where we're supposed to be receiving the instant blacksmithing research. This is some important information to understand that we are behind in Xbox, and we're trying to get back to where we're completely aligned with the different major consoles. That's the important thing to understand. I'm going to go off the screen. If you guys are enjoying the drive today and go off no Elder Scrolls, I'll be right back. Okay, just got in here. This is the theory here. What I'm talking about with the cooldown. You guys can kind of understand what the cooldown here is in the right here in the slottable items of such as the bold or the bound gold coast swift survivor elixir potion. It takes about 45 seconds to cool down. And what I'm talking about in the blacksmithing, the theory is that when this is pressed, we go back over to the blacksmithing. There's going to be a little bit of a slowdown on the cooling process in the things like the bound elixirs or the tri restoration potions of what I'm talking about. The the restoration potions when you actually produce these the blacksmithing research, the potions or the healing agents while you're in combat against NPC enemies, the process will be slower in the potions when you actually process them. It might take a little bit longer for those to cool down. And that's the information in here where it says reduces each in progress blacksmithing research timer by 1 day. What this explains to me is that in theory, the potions that we use, such as the bound elixirs that help us heal in the game, the actual timer will take a little bit longer rather than being 45 seconds. Might take like 52 seconds, something like that. This is just in theory on how this actually works. So, um, if you're producing a new clothing line, such as a new armor set, might take that a little bit longer for the AI to understand on your set that you get, because if you produce a new set of clothing lines such as a new armor set, that might take a little bit longer to get it processed. Just as going in here of what I'm going to show you guys with the horse here of right here, or your mount that you choose, going over might go a little bit slower. Lady, I'm looking. As you can see, with the blacksmithing, when the blacksmithing, the armors are in the game, in theory, this is what is creating the lag, the slow movements in the game until the AI recognizes that you have your armor that you've actually produced, and it'll go back to where you'll be able to go a little bit faster. As you can see right here, my mount is going a little bit slower because these things are being processed. So what I'm talking about with this is just going to take some time. My actual mount is a lot faster than that. However, it's because of these things that are being processed, such as the bound elixirs and the research that's going on. So that's what explains that of why your movement in your game, your character or your mount might be going a little bit slower. It's actually reducing the movement that they were regularly producing. So it's going to take about a day to get back to your normal. This is what this tells me. So it'll take about a day for your mount or your character to get back moving, like the fluid movement that you can really see when you produce things like off of the blacksmithing research. This will explain a lot of how the system actually works with the daily login rewards. Hope you guys have learned a lot of information. I'm going to go off the screen, get ready for the game tonight here. Are you going to be with Forks? Or are you going to be with Anakin and Oriental? Either way, hopefully you're you'll get involved more with the game. I'm going to go off the screen. Hopefully, a good day. I will be back here later. Yeah, part of the reason why that's slow.
We have no time to waste with mortal nonsense. Warriors of Mirabu, stand fast against Mora's minions! The staff of many paths was never meant for mortal hands.
We are at a crossroads and must choose our path wisely.
The devastated area is spawning dangerous beasts. Someone needs to answer for all this.